Everyone dreams of being rich and self-sufficient, but some people don't have to dream about it because they were born into wealth. One of such people is King Salman. In today's video, we're going to take you through the life of King Salman and how he spends his trillions. Let's get into it. One thing you need to know is that King Salman is one of the most influential people on this planet. And of course, if you were to guess whose country's king he is, you'd say Saudi Arabia. Well, that's correct. He is the king of one of the richest countries in the world, so his wealth shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. The king is a highly recognized figure in Saudi Arabia and one of the most powerful Western world leaders. King Salman is living a trillionaire lifestyle that no other person on earth can possibly match. From King Salman's golden palace to his golden escalator, it's no surprise that the reigning Saudi king is a fan of anything that glitters. King Salman's father founded a school just for members of the royal family, and he graduated from this school along with his siblings and other members of the royal family. King Salman focused mostly on modern science and religion. You'll agree that there's no need to apply for jobs when you are a member of one of the most powerful families in the world and have an entire oil-rich nation to oversee. At the age of 19, he was given his first job in the Saudi Arabian kingdom, where he quickly established a reputation as an intelligent and reliable person among the other royal family members. Not so long after, he was named governor of Riyadh in 1963. He was appointed Saudi Arabia's second deputy prime minister and minister of defense after serving as the city's governor. Then, on June 12, 2012, he was appointed crown prince, and on January 23, 2015, he was crowned king of Saudi Arabia. And it goes without saying that having a lot of obligations as the king of Saudi Arabia comes with being in charge of one of the richest nations in the world. Right now, it's clear and obvious that the king enjoys some of the world's most luxurious things. He owns at least 3 extravagant royal estate palaces, one of which is the Murabba Palace, which has 32 rooms and around 7 courtyards. It is currently not a residential property, but rather a historic structure because the king resides in another exquisite palace, the Al Yamama Palace, which is his primary residence. This sophisticated palace's exterior has geometric elements, pointed arched windows, and a sort of traditional Arabian style. The palace's interior is oozing with splendor. This palace's architecture and area make it more stunning than the previous one. It has about 400 rooms, Italian marble floors, magnificent crystal chandeliers, pricey silk rugs, hand-painted wall panels, and numerous geometric carvings, all of which can be found in the magnificent palace. The Aja Palace is another one. A number of early Saudi Arabian kingdom antiquities are on display in this palace, and historical images of Saudi Arabia are used to decorate the chambers in Aja Palace. However, like the Al Yamama's court, it has intricate carvings on its walls and black and white photographs of Riyadh. Unlike the Al Yamama's court, there isn't as much gold, but it's not any less. King Salman has more than enough money to build countless replicas of Al Yamama's golden palace, and he did just that with the Urga Palace. The Urga Palace is another beautiful residence that belongs to the king. The magnificent mosaic flooring and distinctive embellishments on the palace's towering ceilings and substantial walls have made it famous. Among all the palaces that King Salman owns, Urga Palace is arguably the most well-known. King Salman hosted President Obama in this palace in 2015. This Urga Palace includes imported marble flooring, silk carpets, and numerous luxurious artifacts, just like the other palaces. When President Obama visited in 2015, this spectacular castle captured the attention of the international media. The journalists were shocked by the palace's overall design and splendor. One thing that truly stuck out was the tissue holder made of solid gold that was positioned between the gold seats that King Salman and President Obama were seated on. In addition to his immensely grand official 747-400, King Salman owns and operates 6 jets. Yes, 6. The Saudi royal family also owns 2 Boeing 747-200s, a 777-300ER, a 787-8, and an Airbus A340-200 that is used solely by the monarch. one of the biggest passenger planes in the world. The Royal Boeing 747-400 is a commercial airliner that was modified for the king and transformed into a levitating palatial paradise. It can carry more than 600 passengers. The king also owns a yacht that can accommodate 30 people for a comfortable night's sleep and has its own banquet room. King Salman and other royal family members reportedly own numerous luxurious estates all around the world, notably in the UK, France, and Switzerland. He has access to cutting-edge medical facilities, and in addition, he and his family are served by thousands of staff members. Because Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud is not the type to take the stairs, he also owns a golden escalator. Wow! Unfortunately, because gold is not an appropriate metal for mechanical moving parts, the royal device became stuck halfway down His Majesty's descent, forcing him to climb down. King Salman used to use the golden escalator to disembark from his plane. Regular escalators cost about $8,000 per foot plus maintenance, so you can imagine how much a golden escalator would cost. The king's son, the crown prince, is equally wealthy. Prince Mohammed bin Salman owns a $300 million French estate, which is comparable to the king's own royal residences. It has been referred to as one of the highest-priced houses in the entire world. It has a highly modern French aesthetic, with tennis and squash courts. There are around 50 acres of land in the garden courtyard, which has fountains in its moats that may be made to appear colorful by illumination. It has a sizable infinity pool and luxurious jacuzzis, and there are at least 10 bedrooms, each of which is large, with roughly 50,000 square feet. Also, the nightclub, sound system, and wine cellar of the mansion offer a unique experience that will leave you dumbfounded. According to reports, King Salman of Saudi Arabia always travels to Morocco for a yearly summer vacation, and it costs $100 million every time, making it the most expensive all-inclusive package ever. Saadettin Othmani, the Prime Minister of Morocco, met the Saudi monarch at the airport in Tangier before he settled into a 74-acre estate and checked his massive entourage into some of the city's most luxurious hotels. More than 1,000 visitors, including family, ministers, and security personnel, arrived with Salman, who rented nearly 800 hotel rooms for the trip, along with 200 automobiles that were leased. The trip couldn't have been inexpensive with that many people traveling and staying in such upscale accommodations, not to mention spending money on shopping and renting hundreds of expensive automobiles. We don't have specific accounting figures, but according to the Bali Provincial Tourist Bureau, the king and his entourage spent roughly $300 billion when they were in Bali. That's more than $19 million. Although King Salman owns estates all around the world, his Tangier compound appears to be his favorite location. During one of his visits, over 100 black Mercedes sedans and Range Rovers were seen waiting to transport the royal party to locations along the country's Atlantic coast. Also, the New York Times reports that the king's royal compound is equipped with its own medical facilities and chefs who are ready to prepare meals using French truffles, caviar, and lobster. And according to a written statement from the Ministry of Culture and Communication, the costs were financed by the king's fortune rather than the government. King Salman has a life that is hard to imagine for the average person, and even for many millionaires and billionaires because of his immense wealth, power, and influence. What do you think about King Salman? Let us know down in the comments section.